Alright, you sexy people, hello and welcome to episode 43 of Zero to Hero. And yes, it's a big, important episode. This is going to be our last streak before we reach the end of this Sky Bet Championship season. And the next couple of games, quite simply, will make or break whether or not we can creep into the top 6, get a playoff spot, or whether we're going to have to deal with mid-table obscurity. And as you can see, a couple of seconds into the video, 40 to be exact, I've scored a goal. So that's a fantastic start for me. 1-0 up away at St Andrews, of course, against Birmingham. And the counter-attacking charge continued. 10 or so minutes later, I picked the ball up down this left-hand wing. Ball whipped into the box, and we're really kind of looking for that second goal at this point to give us that little bit of breathing space, especially as we are the away team. But as we've seen so many times so far this season, all it takes to beat our back four is a punt forward and a pacey striker like Adams, who of course now plays for Southampton in real life, to volley the ball into David Raya's top left-hand corner. Just after half-time, 5 minutes in, I have a chance that's basically one-on-one with the goalkeeper. The defender did just about enough to put me off, and my shot went just wide of the target, so my poor finishing comes back to haunt me. But we kept going, and we scored. None other than Adam Armstrong, who got the goal. In this case, I was I think, the assister of the assist, and the assist was none other than Harrison Reed, who now plays for Fulham. In real life, of course. 70th minute, we're trying to hold on. What a massive 3 points it could be for us going into this final kind of quarter of the season. Adams with an opportunity. Once again, a very direct pass that manages to undo our defence when the target man wins that second ball. Fortunately for us, though, Adams didn't have his finishing boots on like he did earlier on. Joe Rothwell was substituted on for Bradley Dack. And obviously we saved a long shot, and in a blink of an eye, we generated a counter-attacking chance of our own. It was me that picked up the ball down this left-hand side, and I probably should have shot a little bit earlier, but in the end, fortunately, it did not count because we did end up leaving St Andrews with a 2-1 victory, and that put us, or left us, in 9th place. Obviously 6th, 7th and 8th a point above us, and the team in 5th and 4th, I think it was, only 2 points above us, so we're well within touching distance as we enter this final kind of quarter to the season. I mean, I say final quarter, it's more like kind of entering the final third, to be honest. We had a home game against Ipswich side, which on paper is not very impressive, but if my memory serves me correct, I think we drew against them early on in the season, so obviously not an opposition to take lightly, and that was really emphasised by the fact that they took the lead, in under 10 minutes. Our poor defensive record continued. We tried to mount a counter-attack of our own. I kept my persistence. I capitalised on the loose ball, played in Adam Armstrong. And in that kind of scenario, there's always going to be only one outcome, and that is a goal. If it was me who's taking the shot, obviously there's probably 10 or 12 different outcomes that could have become a possibility. But you guys have seen this before. You guys have been here before. Straight from kick-off, after getting an equaliser, Edwards heads home and just rubs salt in the wounds with that annoying celebration, you know what I mean? Defender should have done better. I'm not quite sure there's much a goalkeeper could have done there. And this is the thing, right? Offensively, when I'm on the pitch, we're not too bad. We're all right. We score goals, you know what I mean? But we just cannot keep them out the other end. And from an offensive perspective, it's so frustrating because obviously the difficulty that we kind of play on is top player. You know, it's not easy, be it as an individual or playing as the team. And when my teammates just concede sloppy goals like this, it's so frustrating and stressful for me. And to be honest, it's probably not good for me that I ended up joining Blackburn Rovers, a team that I support, because, I know it's only a game, but I get more frustrated when we concede stupid goals and lose. But as we can see, we lost against Ipswich. I got injured, apparently. So there are 2 losses in a row straight there. Another loss, match day 34. and another loss to Newcastle. Unfortunately, we beat Derby County here in match day 36 and then lost to Preston North End in a derby. So that was, we then beat Cardiff 1-0. But really, it's just kind of rubbing salt in the wounds because you can see with my absence gone because of this injury that I picked up apparently, which wasn't even during the 90 minutes. The game just decided, all right, we'll let you finish the game, then tell you you're injured and, you know, basically phase you out for the next 5 or so games. It ended up with the team just falling so far down the table, and that's out of my control, and that's kind of emphasizing why it frustrates me that so much is out of my control. And it's more frustrating when you're playing as a team that you support. But anyway, so we lost against Preston, which is of course a local derby game. So I made my way back from injury in another local derby game against the mighty Bolton Wanderers, or Horwich FC. If you know, you know. And, we went 1-0 down, which wasn't really great. They had another one-on-one opportunity a couple of minutes later. Again, similar to the goal that Birmingham scored. Massive punt just over the top of the defence. Is enough to unlock us. I then had a chance to score from point-blank range. And this is why I said, when it's Armstrong, it's a guaranteed goal. When it's me, you don't know what's going to happen. I missed the opportunity. It was a good save from the goalkeeper, and then a shot from a slightly longer distance was also saved by the goalkeeper just about. I get another chance here just before half-time as I pick up the loose ball. It was a very, very good pass from, I think it may have been Bradley Dack. And, the old cheeky finesse shot, similar style of goal, just slightly further in to the one that I scored against Qatar at the World Cup, of course, for England. And, that was the equaliser at the University of Bolton Stadium or the Macron Stadium or whatever it's called. But with 20 minutes to go, we gave away a free kick on the edge of the box. And, it was none other than Joe Williams, who obviously last season was on loan from Everton at Bolton, who smashed home that free kick. So with 5 minutes or so to go, we're bringing on fresh legs. We're making substitutions. My determination continued, and it looked like we may have carved open a chance to capitalise in the dying moments of the game. But Brereton missed, and, I did so well to hold off that left-back here who was chasing me up, and I was just like, what, I might as well just play in Brereton. And, you expect Ben Brereton to score that chance there. And it just got from bad to worse. I got injured. Results went down the drain, even though we were within touching distance of the top 6. First game back, we lose a second derby game in a row against Bolton, who, regardless, both those teams are teams we really should be looking to beat. And then we had Rotherham, who are another team hovering in and around the bottom of the league table. So I pick up the ball down this left-hand side, give it back to Amari Bell, who crosses towards the back post. And it was a shot from Bradley Dack that was quite well saved by the Rotherham goalkeeper. The good old-fashioned punt with 10 or so minutes to go, unlocking our defence yet again. We then mounted an attack of our own as I kind of did that across the goal run that I used to do in Japan, but obviously up against much stronger defences and goalkeepers here in the Championship, it doesn't work as well. Those of you that have noticed, we are playing at the Stadium of Light for some strange reason. Apparently, Rotherham play at the Stadium of Light. A 9.0 rating for the Rotherham goalkeeper, which, emphasises how good of a game he had. And as you saw there, we've dropped down to 16th. So I think at this point where we drop down to 16th, we've pretty much swallowed the sour pill. And, we face the fact that it's going to take a miracle at this point to catch up with the top 6. And it's such a shame because I feel like me getting injured in training or whatever the game orchestrated has played such a significant part in that downfall happening. The bad form continued. I can't even remember the last time we kept a clean sheet. And I think it's John Swift scores this very, very sloppy goal for Reading. Ball over the top. You see me here cutting inside. Try to stop him, and I do actually stop him. But I'm not quite sure what Darragh Lenihan's doing there. He just kind of lets the ball go through his own legs. And all my hard work went down the drain. So 1-0 down. Trying to mount a few more attacks of our own. Try to curl it around the goalkeeper here in this kind of scenario. No one really in the box to aim for. And it was a couple of centimetres wide. Not really good enough. 10 minutes or so to go. We were really the team creating most of the chances, to be honest. I whipped the ball in here. It was a really poor pass from me, but fair play to Ryan Nyambe, who keeps the chance alive, plays the ball into Adam Armstrong, and yeah, when Adam Armstrong from that kind of distance on this game is firing wide, that's when you know you're in trouble. Adam Armstrong normally does not miss them, and it meant that we lost another game, which to a certain extent we probably didn't deserve to lose. It's worth mentioning as well that Reading game, I was playing left back for some strange reason. Like, I've never played left back before. The manager decided to put me at left back. Next game against Millwall, we concede this first goal. Clearly, you know, I should have tracked the man, but there's a reason why I shouldn't be playing left back. And the irony is, the manager started me at left back and Amari Bell, who's been our left back all season, at left mid. So make sense of that if you will. I should have tracked my man. I didn't track my man, but I'm not a defensive player in this case. If it was real life, I probably would have tracked my man. But it's so difficult to track and follow CPU players with the camera angle that we're on. You know what I mean? It's like a forward-facing camera angle. The point is that you see in front of you, not try and keep up with what's going on behind you. So once again, all sorts of problems being caused. Millwall were clearly taking advantage of the fact that, you know, strange tactical decision, really. The team's best attacker was playing left-back. And, you know, statistically, I am the best attacker. In terms of my overall output to the team. Apologies about the lag there. The recording went a bit tits up. So yeah, I was disappointed, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't be playing left back, so it is what it is. I was trying to overlap as much as I can because obviously I know my technical ability could maybe get us a goal back. A glimpse of it there, shot with my left foot, and of course I was given the captain's armband as well. So it was almost like, look, I'll play a left back. You're going to hate it, but I'll give you the captain's armband instead. So obviously it's everyone's boyhood dream to captain the team they support. There's some proof that I did do a little bit of defending. But judging by the reaction of not just myself, but the rest of the players, it was obvious at this stage that, yeah, we weren't going to make the top 6, and that was pretty much our season done and dusted, with me ending the season at left back for some strange reason. So at this point, you know, we're on 55 points. We're not going to get relegated, and at the same time, we're not going to make the top 6. So yeah, I just simmed the rest of the matches. I finished in team of the season, which was nice, but really, you know, I would have much rather we did better as a team than, you know, take all the individual plaudits. But it is what it is. You know, so far, every league we've been in, we've been successful on a personal level. And yeah, we finished 16th, and I was picked for the championship team of the season. And in terms of promotions and relegations, it was Watford, Stoke and Villa that went up, Burnley, West Ham and Brighton who came down if we remain in the Championship for next season. 34 appearances, 9 goals, 7 assists, which really isn't a bad return for our second proper season in the Championship. In terms of appearance to goal ratio, we noticed that it's kind of definitely decreased as we've entered the Championship as opposed to what it was in Japan. But over time, as we improve as an individual player, yeah, those numbers will hopefully go up. So in the last episode, we discussed the possibility of moving away from the Championship or moving to a different team in the Championship, or even trying to see whether or not a Premier League team was crazy enough to sign us. So let me know in the comments below, what teams do you think I should try and get my agent to contact? And until next time, after another disappointing season, thanks for watching.